Hi, I am Alvaro Palacios. I am the fifth generation in this winery, Palacios Remondo. We are located in Alfaro in the southeastern side of Rioja. We have been here for many centuries, and now it's a great honor and privilege for me to run and direct this vineyard and bodega. What we have right now in my hands is the flagship of the winery, which is La Montesa vineyard, La Montesa wine. We're tasting La Montesa 2010, and it's a real great privilege to arrive to this vintage right now after several years of improvements, after several years of working in the vineyards in a very traditional methods as a natural, organic viticulture, just to achieve the maximum of purity and transparency in the wine, the most beautiful expression of this landscape of Rioja Baja, this landscape of the Sierra de Jerga mountain. Main thing to say, and first of all, I have to mention that the soils of this region are about conglomerates of pebbles with subsoils of calcareous white carbonates that being very rich in iron. They are quite warm, and also being in the southeastern side of Rioja, we are much more touched and influenced by the Mediterranean climate. So here is more luminous, it's more sunny and a bit drier than Rioja Alta, and we find from centuries and centuries ago, we find the Garnacha grape as the queen grape in the area. We also use a little bit of Tempranillo and just a drop of Mazuelo, which is another Rioja varietal. And the way of making the wine is very classic. We never use any yeast, we never use any enzymes or lactobacteria for second fermentations. We just ferment naturally with our own yeast, and the only cooking moment about fermentation is just controlling by cold temperature. But all the rest is about nice maceration, right rackings, and put the wine in the barrels. Put the wine in the barrels that normally what we do is more than 90% of French oak, because a tradition at home, a tradition in the winery, and also because we consider that we don't want to add more generosity to the wine. We don't want to add more sugar, more fructose or saccharides. So we want to preserve the fruit, preserve the taste, the flavor of the soil, and also the flavors, the aromas of the winds, of the air which traverse this environment. La Montesa 2010 coming from a very gorgeous vintage, very charming, very enchanting vintage. It was a snowy year in the winter, a little bit of snow. I mean, a snowy year in this region means that a little bit of snow, but snowy year. And then we had a very harmonious vegetal cycle. Everything was like a garden view. So the wines at the end, they were very healthy. They were coming from very healthy grapes. Everything was so easy, so joyful. And at the end, wine brings this kind of charm, this kind of beautiful expression of flowers and fruits. The color, as we can see, it is a kind of ruby, a little bit open. It's not a very dense, concentrated, opaque wine at all. Garnacha is a grape that shows brightness, but not much intensity in color. But always beautiful red, ruby, bit of purple. And also because 1 year in the barrels also brings a kind of brick, very little in the outside of the ring. In the nose, so beautiful, so natural, expressing the real identity of this region and the grape of the region. We have a lot of red fruits. We have cherries, we have strawberries, cranberries, and as a very peculiar characteristic that probably Garnacha, this grape brings, always orange peel. Sometimes more ripe, less ripe. When it's very ripe, it's going to be blood orange. Sometimes the bond of the peaches and beautiful herbs from the Mediterranean environment, a little beautiful fresh rosemary flowers, fresh of maybe chamomile, but very, very fresh, very delicate, not intense. Nothing is overtaking any other aroma. Bit of vanillin and spices because of the aging process. And very intense, clean, pretty. In the palate, beautiful harmony, nice attack, and expressing with a lot of fidelity the nose. You really enjoy exactly the same fruits, the same gamma of aromas coming from the nose. You just taste them in the flavor, but accompanied with the very, very fine tannins, very vivid or lively acidity. But the main thing is the great balance, the great harmony between everything, among everything. Very long finish, beautiful length, with the frame reminding the same flavors. Stands long time. Beautiful. It's very pleasant, it's very honest, and it has a lot of personality. La Montesa 2010, very beautiful wine. Wow, cheers.